Okay, can you see? Okay, good. If you remember last time, I just wipe this configuration. Then start. Okay. So R1 is accessible, R2 is accessible, R3 is accessible, R4, R5, R6. What about ASA? So see, as per diagram, we have three zones, or you can say three levels: 0, 100, and 50. E0 by 0, actually, now all the ASAs and all the next generation firewalls carry gig ports. But this one carries a license of active. So we can do cluster, we can do active also in this. That is why I'm using this IS version. Okay. So last time I showed you what are the different modes Cisco ASA is having. User EXE mode, privilege mode, global configuration mode, interface mode. Guys, keep yourself mute. Okay. We'll check the configuration of R1. I will send you this diagram. You can keep this diagram with you. One minute. I will share you this diagram on your group. so that you can just see what's going on. Just see a WhatsApp group. So when I configure this devices, at least you are aware what I'm doing. Okay. So you see, this is my interface. Is facing firewall. R1 to ASA. R1 to R2. So when I ping 12.1.1.2, I'm getting a ping. I will place ASA just behind R1, R2. R3 is my LAN PC, R4 is my LAN PC, R5 is my server, R6 is my server. LAN PC 1, LAN PC 2, server 1, server 2, ASA, R1, R2. I have one more PC, branch PC. I will open that also. 32775. R7 is going to act as a branch PC or external PC. So I'll just do it. I'll just change the host name. I set the enable password, which is nothing but secret only. Because when I say show run, can't see the password. I say show interface IP brief. So interface E0 is 20111, which is facing R1. Interface E1 192.168.10.1. Right. Interface E2 name if DMZ. I need to change the security level to 50 because Anything other than inside or outside, security level will be 0. So when I say show run, I can see E0, E1, E2, outside, inside, and DMZ. WR to save the configuration. When I say show route, I don't see any routing. So can I ping R1? I can't ping R1. See, I can ping R1. What about R2? R2 also got hang. So I wipe and then I start. So can I ping 12.1.1.2? No, because I don't have route. So if I see my routing table of ASA, I don't have route for 12 network. I don't have route for 172 network, which is behind R2. So I can do static, I can do dynamic. So I will do static. The command is route outside. I want to go and reach 12 network through outside interface, and my next stop is R1. Once again, I'm doing what? Static route on ASA. And remember, doing static routing on ASA is a little bit different. I have to specify the direction where I want to route the traffic, and I have to specify the next stop. So what I'm doing, I'm telling I want to reach 12 network via, I want to reach 172.16.10.0 network via definitely outside. So when I say show route, I can see I am reachable 2 networks via R2. So let me ping and let me ping R7. Show IP INT brief. Yes, I can ping. So I can go end to end. Remember, firewall don't need any policy to go anywhere. Only need what? Routing. So I just went to R1 and then from R1 I went to R2 and then R7. Okay. Just one minute. Huh? Okay. Let's start. So you see I can ping branch PC, that is R7. R2. Wait, let me just check what's the issue with this, guys. I add another node. R1. Another node R2. Another node R7. You need to stop ASA. We'll make E0 by 0 goes to E0 by 0. We'll make E0 by 1 goes to E0 by 1. Start, wipe, and start, wipe, and start, wipe, and start. We'll do this for these guys also. It's hanging. R3. You can see how I added notes in Eve. You can get these images if you want. If you have Eve, you can do it. E0 by 1 goes to E0 by 1. E0 by 0 goes to E0 by 0. E0 by 1 goes to 2 goes to E0 by 0. White, start. 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 Stop. 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 Node R5. Start. Sorry. Fix. Once again, we'll start this. So as per the diagram, we make a script R1, config T, interface E0 by 0, IP address 12.1, sorry, 20.1.1.2, shut, interface E0 by 1, IP address 12.1.1, 2000. No shut, IP route to reach 172, no, to reach 192.168.10.0 network, go to 20.1.1. To reach 10.1.0 network, go to 20.1.1.1, and then I'll put a default route to reach internet, pointing towards R2. Okay. So what about my R2? E0 by 1 is 12,112. E0 by 0 is 172, 16, 10.1. One default route is enough to reach everywhere. R3 from 50 interface 0 by 0 IP address 192.168.10.2 5.2 shut interface no IP routing R4 3 R5 10.1.1.2 R6 10.1.1.3. So first I'll go to R1, paste the script. R2. Then R2, I'm going to paste this. Host name R2. R4. R5. R3. R6. What about R7? Yes. That's to be 172.16.10.1. So if you go here on R7, R6. All done. Cisco. Ping 20.1.2, 12.1.2, 172.16, 10.1.1, 2. It should be 2. So now my ASA can ping up to branch PC. Save this, save this, save this, save this, save this, save this. Okay. You have a facility that you can export the configuration. So that again and again we don't have to do this configuration. But anyway, I'll save this configuration and I will send it to you. ASA lab config. Okay. I hope you understood what I did. It was just a basic routing we did. Now the question arises is, once your communication is done, so interface IP brief, so route, static route is done. What next? When you see the security level, when you say show name, if you see the names of the interfaces and the security level. Now I told you about the implicit rule which says that any traffic coming from high security level and going towards low will be allowed. So let's see. I configure telnet on R7. Now R7 is nothing but a branch piece. We are assuming it as what? A branch piece. So what I do, I create a telnet 9. I just make a username, Cisco, password Cisco. privilege 15, password Cisco. Then I went here and say line device 04, login, local, transport, input, telnet, and SSH. And I save it. So when I try to reach 172 for telnet, so whenever I'm making any PC no routing, I have to set the default gateway also. Because I removed the routing capability. So either I keep it L3 or I have to give a default gateway, say 192.168.10.1, which is firewall. Here also I have to give what? A default gateway of 192.168.10.1. So now when I try to do telnet, I should get telnet. So when I say show connection detail, you can see 172. There's some issue with the routing, SAA. S means small s means what? You can read the flag. Awaiting outside sync. That means R1 must not be having a route or R2 must not be having a route. But see, R2 is having a route or this guy is not having a default gateway. I told you, this guy also should have a default gateway because I have disabled routing here. So let's say when I do once again, you see, I got the access to R7, that is branch PC. You can go and say who. In this simple task or example, I showed you how without any policy, we are assuming it's a private connection. 172.16, 192.168.10.2 is visiting 172.16.10.2 telnet. Source port and destination port. Now the flag is UIO. U means up, I means inbound, O means outbound. Whenever the connection is traveling from inside to outside, from high to low, the flags will be UIO. U means up, I means inbound, O means outbound. Source port will be a unique source port starting from 1024 to 65,535. And the destination port will always be a recognized port because see, my person is doing or my user is doing what telnet. So see, this connection is active now. You can see R7 received a telnet connection from 192. This fellow also reached branch PC. So IP, INT, brief. See. So I can do anything from any PC. Like suppose if I enable IP HTTP server enable. IP HTTP or I just enable IP HTTP. Now when I try to reach port 80, and I say shows connection detail, you can see 192.168.10.2 try to open 80 and he allowed it. Allowed it. Protocol is TCP, port number is 80. So every time you see you do anything, he is allowing you from high security level to low. Because this is 100 and this is 0. And he is behaving stateful, not stateless. When R3 goes out, he maintains a table that yes, so and so person comes in with so and so IP, so and so port, going for so and so destination IP address, so and so port, flag everything. So when the return traffic comes in from 0, he's not bothered. He's allowing this connection. This is called stateful behavior. This is called what? Stateful behavior. I hope you understood what is stateful behavior. So this is third generation firewalls. They behave stateful, and I showed you how stateful it is. Now you try to do telnet from outside this R3. So I just configure telnet. The name Cisco, privilege 15, password Cisco. 9 VTY04 transport input telnet. And now I try to do telnet from this guy. 192.168.10.2. So CONN detail. Though R7 can reach 20.1.1, that is ASA. See, we can ping the interfaces of firewall, not an issue. In checkpoint, we can't ping the interfaces also. In ASA, we can ping this interface. I showed you. But you can't do any connection inside. That means if you're traveling from 0 to here or here, won't be allowed. Secondly, when I try to do ping, I can't ping outside, though I said everything is allowed. Yes, I'm right. Everything is allowed except for ping, because ping is considered as stateless. So you see my traffic is going out, but the return traffic is not coming because ping is behaving what? Stateless. Stateless. So what I'll do, I create a policy. Access list permit access list some number, or you can give name. ICMP permit. I want to permit host 172.16.10.2 to reach access list ICMP permit ICMP, just because I gave the name ICMP, or I give any name ABC, not to get confused. So I gave access list ABC permit ICMP host 172.16.10.2 go to host 192.168.10.2 only for echo reply, not for request. And then I say access group ABC in interface outside. Now, what is the meaning of in? In means input traffic. And which interface? Outside. So when I send a ping packet. I get a return ping, that is echo reply. So my ASA face is here. So it is input traffic for him. And where I applied this on interface outside. That is why when I gave the command access group ABC in means input traffic, which I'm going to stop it on outside interface. So when I say show run access list, you can see the statement. Now when I try to ping, I get a response. So the question is, can make a note. Question is, if everything is allowed from high to low, why not ping? Because ping is what? Or ICMP is what? Stateless. So just because I want the ping from R3 to R7, what I'll do? I'll create an access list. But then he was thinking that I allowed echo reply. But R7 cannot ping because I just allowed echo reply. You can see there is a 2 hit count. When I try to ping, I get more hit counts, 3. But when he tried to ping, why? Because I specifically said only allow echo reply. Why I said echo reply? Because I want, because the echo request is automatically forwarded here from high to low. With echo request. But for echo reply, he is stopping. So I just allowed echo reply. So the question is, my question is, allow R3, make a note. Allow R3 to connect R7 for ping. But if you see, echo request was already reaching him, but echo reply was not coming. So now I can do it in another way also. When I say show on access list, I can remove this. When I remove this, access group is also removed. And when I go here, I can just make this fellow as a stateless, stateful. How? I'll go here and in inspect, I say ICMP also. What I did? I went to policy map, class inspection default, and I say inspect ICMP. So now what? Can I ping? Yes. There's no access list. I just made ICMP stateful. So when I added this here, I don't have to create any access list allowing echo reply. Clear? Clear, guys? Just 1 minute. I'll just take a break of 5 minutes. So I hope. Okay. Now the question arises is, suppose I want to give R7 telnet access to the server and ICMP access to server 2. Question is, once again, I want R7 should get telnet access and ICMP access. Okay. So I'm going to create a policy on ASA. Access list out to in permit TCP say host 172.16.10.2 towards host 10.1.1.2 equal to 23. And then I have one more access list out dash in permit ICMP host 172.16.10.2 towards 10.1.1.3 for echo. That's all. Now I'll do what? Access group out dash in interface outside. So when I say show access list, see. So I'll go on R5, enable telnet, transport input telnet and SSH. Okay. So now I try to do telnet 10.1.1.2. So IP, I need to have a gateway also. On R6 also, because I have disabled routing. Okay. Go. Go. Always show CON and details. Check the table. So on ASA, you can see source 172.16.10.2 with the source port did telnet. The connection flag is what? UIOB. U means up, I means inbound, O means outbound, and B means connection initiated from outside. Okay. Connection initiated from outside. And when I say show access list, I can also see hits. Now I'll try to ping 10.1.1. Not from here. Ping 10.1.1.3. ICMP. Show access list. Here. Got it? So what I did, what was the question? Let me write it here. Question 1. R3 should be allowed to ping branch PC 172.16.10.2. R3 should be allowed to ping branch PC. Okay. Echo request is allowed, but echo reply is denied because of stateless behavior of ICM. Okay, so what I did, I went to ASA and did one access list, APC permit, ICMP, host 172.16.10.2 to access host 192.168.10.2, that is R3 for echo reply, because echo request is allowed. Then I created an access group. In ASA, we don't have to apply the access list on interface. ABC in interface outside. What is the meaning of this? I'm applying ABC access list on input traffic on interface outside. Okay. Second question we did. Allow branch PC to do telnet to server 1, that is 10.1.1.2, and also allow to do ping to server 2 10.1.1.3. So how to resolve this? ICMP to 10.1.1.3 echo. Next statement, two for telnet protocol is TCP. I hope this is clear, guys. You guys have any question? Ask me now. You want to do anything, you tell me. Can I access from R3 to server and R4 to servers? Yes or no? Can I access R3 and R4 towards server? Anyone? R3 and R4 can access R5 and R6? No one? Hello? Speak up. Piyush, where are you? Dani, Mohammed. Correct. So packet is flowing from high security zone to low security zone. But that is implicit rule, Vinay. Can we change that implicit rule and make it an explicit rule? Can we change an implicit rule and make it an explicit rule? Anyone? Like for example, I don't want R3 and R4 should have a complete access to R5 and R6. I don't want R3 and R4 or R3 should have a complete access to R5. Now they can do it. They can go for telnet and like for example, R3 can telnet it. See here. Telnet 10.1.1.2. See? Easily. Okay. If I added ICMP, he can also do ICMP. See? Telnet also possible. ICMP also possible. HTTP is also possible. So if I enable HTTP, config T IP HTTP server, config T IP HTTP server, enable enable password, enable Cisco line VTY04 password, Cisco login, transport input telnet, SSH. So now the question is, I want R3 should have only HTTP access, all the other access should be stopped. So I'm going to create an access list into DMZ and say permit only HTTP from host 192.168 10.2 to host 10.1.2 equal to 80. And then I say access list in dash DMZ deny IP any. And then I say access group in dash DMZ. Okay. Out interface DMZ. Suppose I apply it like that. So now when I try to ping, show CONN detail, show access list, you can see deny carries 5 hits. That means earlier he was able to ping. Okay. Can he do telnet? Refuse. Once again hit. Deny. Can he do HTTP? Yes. So when I say show connection detail, I can see a connection is initiated from inside towards and it was successful because I am getting one hit on this. So now what is this? I wanted to show you that though there is an implicit rule that high security level can go anywhere to any low security level as said by Vinay. But I changed that implicit rule and I gave an explicit rule which says when I say something to firewall, he has to follow my policy and my policy says don't allow him. My policy says don't allow him to access except HTTP. Don't allow him anything. And that is called explicit rule given by administrator. Hit count 6 means like when I give an access list, when I give an access list and when that person follows that access list, ASA, he, whenever he receives the connection, he match that connection with the policy because it is being applied. So whenever the traffic try to come from R3 and try to go down, I have applied one access list here for outbound. So if I have applied an access list for outbound, what happened? Whenever the traffic comes for the outbound, firewall will immediately say, where are you going? I am going down, outbound direction. Okay, let me check the access list applied by the administrator. An administrator has asked me to allow only TCP, rest all is denied. So if you are trying to do ICMP, he will deny and make a note. Hits mean actually it is showing you that somebody tried to do something. He make a note that, and I denied also. Like for example, you are going on road and there is some quarrel going on between two people and you stop them to fight. So you will go and tell this to all of your friends and family also. Okay, today I was going on road and I suddenly saw two people fighting. And when they were fighting, I felt bad and I stopped them to fight. I try to resolve. You're just informing, you're just telling. Okay. If I don't give this statement also, he's going to stop because there's a term called implicit deny after every permit statement. Like for example, if I said permit Daniel in this office, I say permit Daniel in this office. What is the meaning of that? Allow Daniel to come in this office and all other people other than Daniel will be denied. Implicit. You don't have to tell. You are telling your watchman or security guard, allow Daniel. What is the opposite of that? Deny everyone other than Daniel. I don't have to tell him, deny Muhammad, deny Adnan, deny Nihal, deny. I just said, allow Daniel. That's all. What is the other meaning of that? Deny. Implicit deny for all the other people other than Daniel. But why I made a statement here? Because I wanted to show you that when something is denied, you also get the hits. You hit count means it is for your troubleshooting. You should know that somebody was trying to do other than TCP. And that is why you got these hits. Access list is showing you that you told me to allow only HTTP traffic. Somebody was trying ICMP. Somebody was trying HTTPS. Somebody was doing telnet and I stopped him. So every time he stopped, he will give you some counts and this is some hexa number. I don't know. Something. No significance. Clear? Adnan? What is the meaning of hit count? Hit count projects that yes, somebody was trying to misbehave. Somebody was trying to hit. If I don't give this statement also, he is going to stop him. But when I give this statement, deny IP, I come to know that somebody is trying. Clear? So how many questions we did? We did 3 questions. Okay. What is that third question we did? We said we want R3 should get access only for HTTP traffic and that's all. And ICM. All everything other than that should be denied. Or I allowed only TCP traffic. So you see, this time I use in interface. No, this time I use show run access group. Can you see this? This time I use out interface DM. Out means if the traffic moves out through DMZ, then only you trap him. Okay, clear? Okay, so today we'll end with this questions only. If you have EVNG, you can practice on EVNG also. Not a big deal. Okay, all those things. I can give you the images. Okay, so goodbye. Take care.